Hi friends, today we are going to learn the future perfect tense. Last classes already we have learned many tenses. Past perfect we have studied, and also you remember all the structures, everything. Today's class is mainly based on the future perfect tense. If you remember all the previous class, all the structures, today's class will be very easy and very convenient for you to understand. So I hope that you are able to understand all the things. In all these days, we different structures, different tense forms we have taken and studied. You remember all these structures very clearly. I hope that you are putting into practice also all these structures in your day-to-day life. You are practicing a lot of sentences of your own. It gives you a worthy English. So welcome back to future perfect tense of today. Future means it is going to happen. That is confirmed. We know very clearly it is not the present at present tense. It is purely going to happen. That is, it takes place at a certain specific time in the future. So this future, in future it is perfect tense. That is future perfect. Already you know perfect means it is completion or finish. An action which is completing or completion is called completed is called perfect. Already we know present perfect is the mixture of past and present. But here future perfect. Future perfect is also completed action. Completed action, when we speak in future, an action is going to complete in a particular specific time. We speak in advance. If we take a timeline, if we take a particular timeline, previously from the past till now is present and past completes. From today, this time onwards, this for example 5 o'clock to next coming days or coming years, coming months, a particular specific point of time an action is going to finish. That we speak about future perfect. Future perfect. A simple example, if I speak, I am writing a novel. Now I have been writing a novel, I can say. I started in the past. The action I started in the past. It's going on. It has been going on. Now also the novel writing is in progress. Now this is the point. This is present point. But still the novel hasn't completed. It will have completed, it will have finished by next Sunday. For example, a point of time in the future, that is next Sunday, the novel which I write will have completed, will have written. Means already in the past I started the action and it has been going on. At the present point of speaking time, now I am speaking about my novel which I write. That will complete, the completion of that novel will take place in next Sunday. That next Sunday's action I want to speak now, that is future perfect. An action which is going to complete in a certain period in the future, that is future perfect. What is the structure of this future perfect? We take a perfect structure, that is here, for example, positive statements. If we take positive statements, we just take the positive statements. All the positive statements starts with the subject, as we know already previously. And will and shall are the two helping verbs in future. Will and shall are the helping verbs in future. This will and shall, after there is a have. Have we have to use. Have. After have. Taurus, keep it more mute. So, will and shall, after have and the next word, next verb, the main verb will be in the third form. Third form. Will, shall, have plus V3 object. It says that subject after will and shall is common in future. It is the form of future. Future shows that with will and shall. The next will, shall, after there is have. Have is the also helping verb. Will have and shall have, we can speak. Will have or shall have. After will have and shall have, there is third form of the verb, what we studied previously. Okay, previously already we have studied. Will have or shall have plus with it. For example, he will have done it. He will have completed the work. I shall have. For I and we generally we use that is shall. Shall is used for I and we. I shall have done it. He will have written the novel. He will have written the novel. So she will have painted the picture. She will have painted the picture. India will have played the match. India will have played the match by next month. By next month. An action which is going to complete in a certain or a specific time in the future is expressed by future perfect tense. So here you see, example is given, I shall have finished it by tomorrow. I shall have finished is the verb. Shall have finished is the verb. In that shall and have, the first two verbs are the helping verbs. Shall and have are the helping verbs and the finished is main verb. There are two or three verbs sometimes. When there are three verbs in a sentence, we can find the first two verbs are considered as a helping verb. And the last verb is the main verb. Main verb. Okay? Main verb's third form is used in the positive statements. In the positive sentence, in the future perfect tense, we must use the third form of the verb as we used in the present perfect and past perfect as well. Then here, if you want to make it negative, you know already the contracted form of not is int. Will not or shall not. Won't is generally used in all the negations. Won't. Will not have. Won't have. Will not have is also called as won't have is the contracted or short form. Okay. I won't have. I won't have. I won't have reached there by tomorrow. I won't have reached there by tomorrow. She won't have done it. She won't have done it. They won't have played the match. My father won't have paid the bill. My father won't have paid the bill. So in this way, negations with will not or won't, will not or won't. Will not we can use, or won't is the short form, easy form. Okay. If we prepare the questions, yes, like in all other tenses, it has also questions are there. Will and shall can be placed at the beginning of the sentence. Starting with the will, well, helping verb, already there is a helping verb. What is the helping verb? Will is the helping verb. In all other tenses, except already I said several times, that is in past and simple past or past indefinite and present indefinite. In these two, there is no helping verb. Remaining all the tenses they have a helping verb. If there is a helping verb, creation of, framing of negatives and questions are very easy. Here we have will is the helping verb. The will is placed at the beginning. Starting of the sentence only will is placed. That will, after will, there will be subject. Subject after have. Will plus subject plus have plus V3 is the structure. Finally, there will be object. Either there is an object or no object. Okay. Here, example, let us see. Will you have finished the work by tomorrow? Will you have finished the work by tomorrow? Here, will you have finished the work by tomorrow is the will you have finished the work by tomorrow? Here you see future time is mentioned. Future time is particular, the end of the action's time is mentioned. Will after subject use, subject after have is the have after there is main verb. This is the position of the words. Position of the words is the question. What is the question? Position of words is a helping verb, subject, main verb, and object. That is the position of question. Question words. Okay. The next one, see, you see here, if you want to frame the WH questions, that is question word questions, WH questions, to get the answers, detailed answers, something detailed answer if you want to get, we must use the what, which, when, where, why, how, who, whom. Whose, how many, how long, how often, how far. These questions can be asked. Use at the beginning. Before yes or no question, this is a yes or no question. Will you have finished the work by tomorrow? Is a yes or no question. Falling intonation would be. Here, before that, we must use, there is a question word. When will you have written the novel? And I have taken another example. Here, when will you have written the novel? When will you have finished the work? When will you have finished the work? Where will you have visited? Where will you have visited? So this is the framing of questions. So I hope that, my dear learners, you all understood what is the future perfect and the structures of future perfect tense, positive constructions. If you want to frame the positive sentences, there should be subject after will and have, shall have, plus third form of the verb and object. The next is negation. Negatives are framed with the will not or won't have plus V3. Won't have, will not have or won't have plus V3 is the form. Okay. To frame the questions, there are two types of questions we understood already. Will is a helping verb. It's placed at the beginning to get yes or no question. Yes or no question is framed with will at the beginning. Will you have met him? Will you have submitted the file by next week? Will you have submitted the file by next week? In this way, have submitted, will have submitted. Will have submitted is the verb form, main form. Okay. From all these things, we understood very clearly that any kind of tense, any kind of changes, if you want to make, we should change the part of the verb, area of the verb, that is will have, V3 is used here. In all these days, in all these tenses, we have seen the usages of verbs. We are changing the verbs. We are changing the usages of verbs. When we change the pattern of verb, the tenses are changing. The tenses have already changed. This is the process. And all these framing of positives, negatives, questions, and all these method is same. words which we use at the beginning is different from tense to tense. One structure to another structure. Okay, that is the only difference. Now here, future, just let us see the uses of future perfect. Let me guide you towards the uses of future perfect. Actions completed. Future perfect means an action completed. Actions will be completed before a specified time in the future. Before a specified time in the future. An action is completed before a specified time in the future. One particular time in the future time, an action which is going to take place and complete in the future in a specified time. That specified time in the future, we mention such action. Not completed, the action is not completed. The action may be going on. The action will complete in a particular time in the future. Certain time in the specified time in the future. For example, simple example I will tell you. I am building a house. Now, I am building a house. Construction is going on. This house construction work will be completed by December. 2021 December, the action, the work will be completed. About that completion, I am speaking now. The completion of the action, the construction of my house, this work will be completed in the future by December 2021. That if I want to speak now, I must use future perfect. Example, I will have constructed a house by December. My construction work will have been completed by December 2021. December 2021, the action will be completed. The work is going on now. The action is going on now. But the action will be completed in future time, in the future time, a particular time, that is specified time. That specified time, what is going to take place, we are speaking in advance. That is future perfect. I hope you understood. Some of you are going to write the examination or 10th class, 11th class, 12th class examination March 2022 maybe. That is the time of your course completion. Then you can say that I will have completed my course by 2021 March 2021, 2022 or else. So I'll have. Here, there is a constructions contracted form is commonly used. So that is the use of one use. Okay, one use you understood. An action which is already we pre-planned to complete in a particular time, in a specified time in the future. Second, actions will be completed. Second one also, the action will be completed before another action in the future. Already an action completed. Another action, before another action happens, actions will be completed in the future before another action takes place in the future. Two actions will be here. One is, for example, simple example, Ravi comes to my house tomorrow. Ravi comes to my house tomorrow. By 10 o'clock, you imagine, 10 o'clock, Ravi comes to my house tomorrow. Before that, I am doing some project now. I should have completed that project. I should complete that project before Ravi arrives to my house. There are two actions. One is Ravi is coming tomorrow. He comes tomorrow to my house. When 10 o'clock he arrives. Before Ravi comes, I must complete the work. This project I have to complete. So these two actions, one is Ravi comes. Comes is the present perfect. It's present simple. That is a present indefinite. I shall have. I'll have completed the project. I shall have completed the project before Ravi arrives. Here two actions. One is Ravi arrives. Another is I have to complete my. I should complete my project. These two sentences together, if I combine, before Ravi arrives tomorrow, I will have completed my project. When I am speaking now. About the action which is going to happen in the future tomorrow, I am speaking now. The action hasn't taken place. The action is not done at all. The action will happen in future. An action which is going to take place in future, about that I am speaking now. When there are two actions together, the action which is going to take place earlier, completed first, that should be mentioned in the future perfect tense. That is mentioned in the future perfect. I hope you understood it. Before he arrives, I will have taken my bath. Before he arrives, someone is coming. Before he arrives, I will have taken my bath. I will have had my dinner. I will have had my dinner, we can say. So in this way, which action is first going to complete in future, that is future perfect. An action which is going to complete earlier in the future, that should be expressed in the future perfect. Another thing, with all the subjects, for example, if we take I, we, you, he, she, they, it, these all are the subjects we generally use. They are the pronouns. These pronouns can be used with this one also. With all the subjects we can use will. I'll have, she will have, they will have, he will have, they will have, she will have, you will have, we will have, I will have. Here, will short form, contracted form is LL. We place generally ILL. ILL. ILL is the form we use. ILL. That is contracted form is contracted forms are the I after apostrophe and LL. You after apostrophe LL. We apostrophe LL. He L. She L. They L. It. These are the contracted form. Just we have sometimes there is doubt how to read it. In newspaper you can see I apostrophe LL. Then how to read it? This is nothing. This is the contracted form of will. I will. You will. They will. She will. He will. So in this way, contracted short form we can use. It is used commonly in this place. Okay. Then the usages you understood. Negation also understood. I will not. I want. She wants. They want. He wants. We want. Mother wants. Father wants. Brother wants. Won't have. Won't have with. And here we know it is the main verb. Main verbs are two types. Already we know regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are there and irregular verbs are there. Yes, regular verbs already we know. Some of the regular verbs we can use and frame the future perfect. For example, if we take complete, complete is the regular verbs. Regular verbs. Complete. What is the V3 of completed? Will get completed. Already here there is E. certain words, certain verbs which end in E, we just add D is enough. D. For example, like like, already E is here. So L-I-K-E-D, only D, just add D. These are called regular verbs. I'll have completed the work. I'll have completed work by tomorrow. By tomorrow. This is about regular verbs. We can use, this is one regular verb, and regular verbs, the formation of regular verbs, you know, T, E, D, I, E. For example, if we take already here D added, if I take a finish, finish is V1, that is infinitive base form. What is V3 finished? Finished is the V3 form. This is V3 is past participle. Past participle is V3. Okay? Past participle is V3. Then V3 is the past participle form. So these both are regular verbs. And also one more category is there. That is, if you take study, if you take here, Y is there, ending in Y. Ending in Y. Study, S-T-U-D-Y is there. Y is preceded by a consonant. Y is preceded by a consonant. Consonant, D is a consonant letter. Consonant letter after Y comes. What is the method of framing the V3? Just drop or cancel this Y. Cancel this Y and add S-T-U-D-I-E-D. Just S-T-U-D-I-E-D we have to use. Instead of that, if you take try, there is something different. Here Y is there, Y comes after a consonant only. That is also consonant, or is a consonant. So we must use T-R-I-E-D only. These are called, these are regular verbs. I will have tried for better luck next time. I'll have written the examination. Write, wrote, written is the irregular verbs. With irregular verbs, we can use for future perfect. Irregular verbs. With irregular verbs also, we can use future perfect. For example, write, if we take, there is no particular rule. Write, written is the written. The write is V1, written is V3. Okay. The same way, drive, if I take drive, driven. I'll have driven. She'll have driven the car and reach there by tomorrow. So, driven. So this is the method of forming. Okay, I hope you understood. So another thing, so these kinds of formation of contracted form is used in future perfect. Also, with the regular verbs, we can frame the sentences, and with irregular verbs also, we can make the sentences. Let me guide you towards the time references in future perfect. Some time references, some of the words are used particularly to refer the time, specific time in the future perfect. For example, by the time. These are time references. Time references, by the time. This is a word we use. Or by after any, by after any time, by June, by Sunday, by Monday, by 2000, etc. By 8 o'clock, by 9 p.m., etc. These are by after the time we mentioned, the particular specific time we mentioned. That is, then by the time, by, and these kinds of specified, by tomorrow, such kind of words are used with this tense. And also before, sometimes before. Before also we will use. Before, after any, before I meets, before he arrives, before he arrives, before she arrives, I'll have booked the ticket. Before she arrives here, I'll have booked the ticket. So will have booked the ticket is the future perfect. Already I said there are two actions. When two actions takes place together and the one action is happening, completion of the action in the future we want to mention, that is will have plus V3 before another action takes place in the future. Okay, so these time references we use in this. Simple, that is by 9 o'clock tomorrow, by 9 a.m. tomorrow, I will have reached my native place. I'll have reached my native place by 9 a.m. tomorrow. Means now I may be traveling. Completion of that my journey is mentioned here by one particular time. By the time the train arrives, I will have reached the station. I'll have reached the station. Here, before an action takes place, the train arrives. Before that, I will have reached there. This action is going to complete in the future particular time. I want to mention that is future perfect. Okay, hope you all understood. Now let us see the overall overview of today's class. Once let us find what we have studied today. So here the future perfect tense. The future perfect tense is only used in the few situations, but it's still good to know it. Here is how to make it. The future perfect is made with the future simple of have, will have, and the past participle of the regular past participles. Add ed, what I said here, edd or ied we can use. Okay, how the positive sentence, let us see here. The subject after will shall have plus V3 object by 6 p.m. tonight. What I said here, the by that one particular time, by 6 p.m. tonight, I'll have finished this book. You will have by 6 p.m. tonight is for all the sentences. You will have studied the English tenses. She will have cooked dinner. She will have arrived. By 6 p.m. tonight, we will have met Julie. By 6 p.m. tonight, it will have stopped raining. They will have left Japan. So in this way, we can say for the short form, we change will to ILL. Already I said with the title of contracted form. LL, I, he'll, she'll, will have, you will have, she will have, he will have, they'll have. In this way, the contracted form we can create. It's convenient for us. Here, see, we can find even in newspapers, articles everywhere in the short constructions. That is, you'll have studied the English tenses, you'll have cooked dinner, etc. In all these ways, construction of contracted form with the contracted form is easier. Let us see the negatives. By next week, by after next week. Next week is a future particular point of time that is mentioned. I will not have finished this book. About the positive means I will have finished it, but I will not have finished this book. So, okay, you understood. The remaining examples you have to see. Then what about here? See, she won't have cooked dinner. Yes or no questions. By next year. By next year, will I have finished writing this book? Will you have studied all the English verb tenses? Will she have graduated? Let us see questions once. How frame the questions in future perfect? WH questions. When will I have finished writing this book? Why will he have got married before June? Why will it have got scolded by May? These kinds of questions we can make with the help of future perfect and also future perfect usages. You know very clearly all the future perfect usages you understood. I hope you are very clear about future perfect. There is no doubt about future perfect usages, future perfect structures, positive, negative questions, yes or no questions, WH questions. All the constructions are very simple and very easy. Again, when we meet, we will go with the next topic. Let us meet. Best of luck.